Brilliant, guys. Me writing. Let's talk about Umakoti Wethu and how and why I believe as a wife you should be getting paid. You need financial compensation for being a wife, for taking on somebody as your husband. Umakoti Wethu first aired September 2021 on Showmax, but because I do not have Showmax, I was only able to watch it this past week on DSTV. Funny enough, Khatu actually represents a lot of women who put their lives on hold for their husbands and even their boyfriends. Completely stopping your life, your passions, your dreams, your goals, your aspirations, the things that you enjoy doing, completely halting and stopping all of that, all because of a man. And this is a cautionary tale of how that can go wrong, to the point where you don't even know who you are and what you want anymore. But let's get into the review.
We're gonna start with Sizwe, the patriarchal stand-in who was surprisingly traditional for a man educated in Western beliefs. He was a grade A manipulator who made family decisions without talking to his wife, without taking her into account. He completely uprooted their lives for his entertainment, his enjoyment, for his pleasure, and ultimately his pain. Caesar's wife Khatu was nothing but unodoli to him, an object, a plaything. He never defended her against his mother or asked his mother for space when they first moved in. He didn't try to make sure that Khatu was comfortable whenever his mother was around. He cared nothing for her at all. Caesar was just controlling. He didn't set any boundaries, and at no point was he ever clear about what he will and will not accept when it came to Khatu. I mean, expecting your partner to be black and white when it comes to disrespect towards you isn't asking for too much. There was one scene where Caesar said to his wife that he has needs. He has needs as a man, and proceeded to only list having children as said needs. Then, for some reason, he turned around and said to Umamncane that he, and I quote, "Ifocus yami yonke ngizoyifaka kuwena." I was baffled by that statement. Njani? How, sir? How are you going to focus on her when you're married? But you know what was my biggest concern with Sizwe and the men he represented? It's that money, the most barest, most minimal thing that a man can provide for his wife, is treated like the be-all and end-all of provision. It was like the only thing that defines you as a man, a good husband, is having money and providing only the things that money can buy. Money, to be honest, money really is a tiny, minuscule portion of the provision that men are supposed to be providing in the first place. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying money isn't important. I'm saying that a man's money is the cherry on top of how he treats you. And sometimes that cherry happens to not be a fruit at all, but the salary of a CFO at a finance company. As a character, Sizwe was very one-dimensional, built to fit a very specific stereotype. And as a standalone character, he was very boring, with no journey or any type of arc. But what redeemed Umakoti Wethu was Khatu finding her voice, Hlehla grabbing her freedom, and the two of them running off into the sunset. Who doesn't love watching the underdog win? And if that underdog is a woman, the victory feels so much more sweeter. A lot of women, a lot of us, obsess over relationships. There's not a single space where women congregate where we do not find ways to talk about romantic partnerships. how to start them, how to keep them going, how to lay bricks, how to keep our partners interested, where to buy umuti, not to use umuti on your partner, stick this up your vagina to keep him, drink this to make him come home, betting a painty, have high expectations, low expectations, no expectations, raise him, go halvesies with him, breastfeed him, shove him up your kitty cat and birth him all over again, and that will keep him. Everywhere we go, it's Njolo content, and women are the biggest pushers of that. We were socialized to prioritize men, one way or another. In Umakoti Wethu, Khatu put her life on hold for Sizwe. She stopped chasing her dreams for a man that saw no value in her, and he told her this multiple times. The question is, should those of us who get into romantic relationships and expect provision give up our lives for said provision? Are our dreams only valid when we don't have a man? And once our physical needs are met, does that mean that our roles automatically fall under that of the Madonna, whore, and maid? Being a wife is a job, a full-time job. Please make sure that you're getting paid. Being a wife is a job, a full-time job, so please make sure that you're getting paid. You need to be mentally strong because this world has no sympathy for women who do not meet arbitrary standards. You have to be a homemaker, interior decorator, housekeeper, private chef, party planner. You need to meet traditional and Western standards simultaneously, look good, maintain your youth, have an opinion, and be an expert at soft power. Suck, slurp, and swallow. Risk your life bearing children, raise them, train them, guide them, and don't forget to raise your husband as well. Be his therapist, his springboard, his cheerleader, his advisor, all of this and so much more, just so that a man can do the bare minimum of minimums. I believe that as a wife, you should be getting paid. And I'm not talking about just hard cash in your hand. No. Get assets in your name. Get tangible and intangible assets in your name, especially if you are partnered with a man like Sizwe, where you have to put your life on hold for a man, for him, his goals, his dreams, his needs, his future. Completely investing your life force into him. You need to be getting paid. Your man might not practice his tembu, but cheating comes in many forms, and we live in a country where it's sanctioned, expected, excused, and waved away. So get paid, line your pockets, chase your bag, even if it's learning new skills secretly at home while he's at work. Your life literally depends on it. And before you think, men also need to get paid for being husbands. Just look at how Sizwe was being praised and celebrated at every turn for being mid, for the bare minimum. But Khatu was slaving and being tormented in her own home. The one place in the whole entire world where she was supposed to find comfort, refuge, and peace. Being with a man is a risk, and we're not taught the necessary skills to discern Amadimoni from Prince Charming. So before you drag it across his face like a snail, or lock your legs behind his thighs like Auntie did, line your pockets.